Hi, this is Sharon. I'm going to talk about credible sources. The most important source is primary resources because the primary source contains the origin of information. As Danto says that primary sources are the gold standards of historical research. It contains the crucial value on the historical research. Types of primary sources that provide first-hand evidence are direct witnesses or participants in the historical events, such as if you wanted to know what the most prevalent diseases were during the Korean War, you might want to interview the nurses or doctors that worked during the time, or even your grandfather who was a soldier and lived through the war. And the information from these witnesses would be the most accurate you could collect. The good example of the primary source would be a dissertation that is credible. However, secondary sources such as dictionaries, annotated bibliographies will guide the researcher to find the relevant primary resources as well. Criteria for determining what is a primary source would be the originality, veracity, relevance, and evidentiary value. So you want to have a variety of sources, and this can come from written documents or records or artifacts, and a combination of all of these will give you the best and most accurate representation of the information you are trying to collect. Some outstanding libraries and archives in the United States to glean information from would be the Library of the Congress, the Special Collections in Performing Arts University of Maryland, and U.S. government archives that they use for educational purposes, or the Naval Historical Center. And the best way to get this information is to travel to the archival collection and do your research in person and hands on the documents. Records for yourself. You need to make sure that you are recording all of the data and collect everything in as organized as possible so that you can go back and form conclusive evidence. So you need to read a lot, take notes on that, and photocopy anything you are getting from archive or library. Scan artifacts and communicate with the zeitgeist feeling of the time you want to look back on historical events and realize how they impact and affect your time today. And be very aware of your topic and always keep that the goal of your research question. For verifying information, there are two categories of criticism. The first is external, which includes specific questions like when or where was it produced, who produced, where are the original documents, and if someone else had already written the same idea. Next, internal criticism is more about analyzing sources of materials from the author's perspective. So the author's motivation, author's role in relation to the information, consistency of facts with other writers at the time. If there is any bias from the author, is there any consistency with the author's other writings, and what is the evidentiary value of the content? These are bibliographies I referred from. Thank you.